as we take a look at the rosters once again and one more time before we head on to the Rift.
Here we go. And just taking a look at Korea's composition immediately. I love seeing the Predator Gragas here, just about to get in.
As we are on to the Rift, China versus Korea. This is the match that everybody wants to see. The first time they'll face up against each other will happen once more tomorrow before we get into the bracketed stage.
Seconds until minions spawn.
Oh my. Followed us over from China Raz. The crowd chants coming forth right there.
Yeah, the fans at both ends definitely making the trip. Thank you guys for making it.
Heck yeah. It's a long trip, it's about a 5-hour plane ride. Even more than that if you try and swim.
I mean, at least you're saving some dollars.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But we'll save, you don't watch much LPL, our fan clubs over there. Very well organized. You can see that they are ready for.
You'd usually say, well, Olaf, of course, give it level 1s towards them. But then you have the Tom Kent, a lot of damage that he can dish out. Ash Volley, of course, and just looking at the CC from both Galio if he's holding on to his ability so he can just mark into the W, and as well as the Gragas then. You don't want to do it if you're China. Going into the enemy jungle, not being able to know if they're all standing in one bush, so makes it so it's much safer for both ends to just keep themselves hidden within their own camps. Nothing fancy for the best of them.
Yeah. Here, though, I am looking towards the top side of the map because if you've just tuned in, you didn't watch Champion Select. Yes, that's Nakali top lane, and yes, it's Let Me piloting it. And also, both the jungles are pathing towards the top side, of course, on the bottom side, so Score's going to find himself up here shortly. So we'll see what happens in this 2 versus 2.
This has been a typical pathing of this patch recently, is that you just take your full top side camps and then you base and go towards the bottom side. It makes a lot of sense for both these junglers because they're both Predator junglers. You can take your full top side, get the most experience out of it, base, get your boots, and then you can make a path towards bottom lane. Of course, then you would be able to get the Predators online with boots enabled. So that should be the pathing here. Now, if you're Gragas and you don't know where Olaf is going to be pathing towards, then it's just safer to try and go for the most experienced pathing. Otherwise, it's a risk and you'll just lose out in experience because Olaf is just an experienced hawk. He just runs through the jungle like a hawk.
Yeah, he doesn't care, man. He'll keep going. He doesn't need to go for that recall because he's Olaf. You can see right now he's actually very, very healthy. Hasn't even burnt through his potions yet. First back coming through for the Gragas, but has picked up his boots. So Predator online, looking for some early gank / counter ganks. He's also now level 3. Will be important for him, but yeah, really do like the Predator nowadays on that Gragas.
Take a look at this. MLXG didn't base, actually. So that means that he took his top side immediately, foregoing his red buff. Might end up getting a gank here. This is a great position to do that. He's already been seen here, so great pathing here from Score. Gets an eye on MLXG, so he either has to base or take the camps that are already here for him. So it's not a lot of efficiency just based off that first pathing anyways, just because Score got an eye on it.
Yeah, yeah. He will secure both crabs on both sides of the map, though, so a lot of extra experience going over to him as well as gold. That mid lane just kind of, you know, going at it. I remember that Sheer had some pretty fond memories of this matchup versus Faker. Definitely not the first time these two have gone toe-to-toe.
He's always gotten the counter matchup. Historically, of course, 2017 Rift Rivals, you got the Lucian into the Galio this time. You got the Zoe. A few things change in this respect. You can see that the wave's not fully pushed in towards him, so Galio, Faker here has to watch out. It's great that he's gotten the Resolve primary tree. Very difficult to actually peel through all that resistance that he has just innately. But he does still have to watch out for if he ever pushes into the tower, because of course the gank pressure that Olaf has here. The Sleepy Trouble Bubble that GA can always look to throw out there, so always keep an eye on the matchups.
Yeah, the goal is survival, but as you said, because it's instantaneous, the resistance he can get from his statue of Durand, and also the fact he has the Aftershock instant resistance is great against a burst champion like Zoe, so we'll be able to survive a lot of this laning phase, you'd have to hope. Is currently even in farm, so he's totally fine in the mid lane. Top side though, Score looking to set a potential gank here onto Let Me Flash, and the E coming out there. Let Me try and jump away from this one, but has to turn around. I mean, his only hope is look for a trade, and that will be first blood over to the jungle of Korea.
Just great timing there, because of course Faker had the push in the mid lane, so there's no opportunity for anyone to go up top side to help him out. And MLXG was coming out of base, so it's great. One opportunity, one window that Score was able to find, and he was able to net the kill.
Yeah, really, really nice stuff coming out from him. But again, let me just not burning his flash, realize the situation he was in, trying to double down on the play. But I mean, that's perfect. You know, we were talking about this matchup, we were talking about like the gangplank and how he'll be dealing into an Akali match. I mean, it's like, oh, I don't know about this one. But right now, the support coming in from the jungle is really just what has turned the matchup.
Take a look at this one. Quick and easy, of course. W is already gone from Akali, so there's no way to hide in obscurity at that point in time. One thing to make note of. GP just came back from base with Sheep, so he's also a grasping and dying GP, so he's actually really strong stats-wise up against the Akali. Should take the matchup here from this point forward. So very possibly, Score can make a repeat gank, but with the flash already being held by Let.Me, he should be in a good position to now flash out of that if the gank does come topside. And he should have Olaf to at least put down a defensive ward, if not try and get a counter. Yeah,
I wonder actually, because Let.Me's about to ding 6. The fact he just has, now he has priority over this wave, already has the CS advantage of 2 waves. And also MLXG is on the top side of the map right here. I believe Score's just been spotted by that ward. So the Sheen's going to help, yes, but there still is the burst potential coming from the card that's going to zone him away from these minions. I'm actually saying, no,
pick it back up.
No, easy recall for you. I'm going to try and put him to sleep, but he's going to make the heroic exit. You don't even know where he's gone.
There we go. He's just gone up out of there. And he's basing anyways. He's like, get me out of this lane already. If he got chased down, then there was a possibility of a kill. The sleeping trouble bubble did land. And of course, the exhaust was picked up. So it was just a good idea to expend your ultimate. Does mean, though, that Korea wants to actually look for a play in the bottom lane. That it's going to be pushed to the side for a little bit. No TP, no ultimate from...
This is the type of thing that I just want to watch the entire lane. If I could just keep the camera on the top side, I'd be a happy man, Raz.
You don't make that choice.
No, I don't, unfortunately, because the rest of the map counts a lot. But yeah, seeing this Akali in the top side, and actually just seeing those small interactions with him versus Keen is fascinating. The fact that you can see the CS advances being opened up here is in part the fact that Let.Me knows this, at least knows how to play Akali in the top lane. He's playing around his bushes exceptionally well.
Yeah, I'm a little worried though, because with how well he's been playing up in the top side, just excluding the gank that came through, you can already see the game starting to speed up in the bottom side of the map. So he's going to have to be a little bit more cognizant of what's happening bot side. He doesn't have his teleport enabled, so it's like maybe if he wants to be able to help his team, he's going to have to think about pushing out, rotating mid once that he gets that chance so his team can actually place down defensive wards bot side, because Republic of Korea has actually been putting a lot of pressure there. That being said, Score's top side, that's going to fake Team China out a little bit, giving them an idea that, hey, you know, we're contesting vision bot side, but actually we're making a gank happen top side.
Yeah, not going to have vision over this one. The wave was pushing towards Let.Me right there, so no vision, no knowledge lost or gained. But in the bottom side, yeah, I think that's really where we're expecting the next thing to happen, because 6 has just been picked up here by the Ashe. Down to around half right here, Ruler. But again, you've got GALIO, the setup coming in from him. Grang is now happy towards bottom side. The Dragon is up. Top side has got the ultimate ready to go in the cannon barrage. And as you said, Let.Me doesn't have his teleport. So if Korea wants to make a play, you probably bet a couple dollars that it would be in the bottom side.
So just let me paint a picture for you.
Okay.
All right. So immediately, of course, you can already see the Republic of Korea placing a lot of control wards in the bottom side of the map. Ashe, ping 6, you want to at least give her more opportunities, because bottom lane's going to be thinking that, you know, as long as we're not in a bad position, as long as we're hugging that turret, we should be fine, which is correct. That being said, you're going to put that on hold in the top lane.
Oh yeah, no one expects the Berserker coming out of the jungle with Predators. Keen goes with the orange right there. Double flash coming through, double ultimate, but that's still going to be a return kill. Keen playing that one exceptionally well.
Hugging his tower, really well done. Now, there is no opportunity to be able to get it done. That being said,
we didn't see it didn't happen.
It definitely happened. You can't run away from this one. That actually turns into a bottom lane tower immediately because he's committing to this one. So while on the top side, of course, you make the dive happen. Great. Akali may take the tower, but she goes into obscurity, so it's going to be Olaf. And you playing that long time around, you want to commit for the kill. Guess what? You're going to be losing a little bit of tempo yourself. Of course, pick the bottom lane apart, knows that he has the numbers advantage there.
Yeah, again, that play did happen. Well, we were just saying that. We were expecting it to happen. But top side, it was all a red herring. So getting that kill back in return evens up the matchup, and also Akali was naturally winning through his CS, but actually get to see what happened on the bottom side. Ruler very low, but I expect it's just set up from barrel. Oh,
wow.
Wow, coming out from the score, yeah. And Core JJ just getting the secure in there at the end.
Ruler just wanted to assist, man. He was like, unhand me, minions, please.
Get me out.
Get me the kill. It wasn't going to happen. So at least good setup from Score. The Gragas knocked back the ultimate into the body slam. Well done from him.
Smooth as you like. Didn't even need Ruler in the end.
Yeah, he has 2 kills. You see a lot of times where a Gragas going, of course, with a new build, which is going straight towards the AP. Now, here's the solo queue question I always have to ask myself. Because if you look, you see it in competitive play a lot of times, the Gragas will say, well, I mean, if I want to play smart, I will go straight towards tank afterwards. And then I'll just have the Runic Echoes. But with how many kills he's going, maybe he goes towards his own. Yeah, maybe I'm just putting that out there. Proto Belt, perhaps. I've seen it in solo queue.
I've seen it. I've also seen it in the LPL. Though this is Score that we're talking about right here, so I would wager that he would probably go tank from here out. Maybe he'd go for another AP item from here, but I'm expecting tank from here on out.
It's just an exceptionally squishy composition that he's going up against, so that's why the opportunity arises here. MLXG's builds, you have to look towards how he usually builds out his Olaf, goes towards the Black Cleaver.
Yeah.
So great mid game, but then atrocious later on, so just depends how he plays it out. But he's already eyeing, once again, bottom lane. I think the Ashe arrow is up and available. So just trying to set it up. Even if you don't find an opportunity bottom lane, control wards leading towards mid makes it so Zoe could be the next victim.
Thing is, though, you know, RNG, which is the majority of this roster, like to strike fast and they like to strike hard. I think that a lot of international viewers will be very aware of that, but they've been the bottom side. A different dynamic here for UZI. Of course, Sheer in the mid lane. It's obviously been a massive component over WE for the last year, the last 2 splits, you know, 2018. He's been one of the shining lights for that roster.
Yeah, coming out, of course, in 2017 was known as a great team player. Now just being known as a great individual player. So being slotted into this lineup, very natural. I know that there were some issues that they had during the qualifiers where a lot of times communication between him and the rest of the team was desynced. But coming into this game, back on the Zoe, I expect to see incredible plays. Remember, going up against FAKER, has a great eye on the matchup, now has teleport enabled. So it all comes down to how he ends up sinking into the team once again, how the team fights end up going. It's very difficult playing team fights as a Zoe pick, especially if you're going straight front to back. So he has to be creative, finding an eye on the back line if he can get an angle with the trouble bubble.
I actually think that, you know, line of thinking can be extended to a lot of what China's running right here, because you're, again, as you said, you're running, I wouldn't say like a pure glass cannon, but this isn't the tankiest of rosters. Like, Olaf's probably the tankiest member on this team, but then you're looking at kind of semi-tankiness coming out of these players. You know, Maker's going to be coming forward, and hopefully China's going to be moving forward with him. And you're also going to be looking off of picks with the Zoe. So, like, if you're looking towards Korea right here, they have a much easier composition to execute.
100%. I think it's just an outright counter-pick composition, because if you look towards the composition of China, they just want to look to dive. There's a lot of dive threats in open-ended fights around Dragon or towards Rift Trails and Barons. Then they want to either look for flanks so they can immediately get straight towards Ruler. With how slow this game is playing out in the laning phase alone, 13-minute laning phase, and for how drawn out control wars being well executed here from Korea, there's no opportunity for China to even get out of their own lanes, let alone look for a dive. And if they do, I mean, the teleports, double teleport here from Republic of Korea with the Gangplank ultimate and the GALIO ulti. I just don't see it happening for China.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially how the early game has gone right now. I mean, Korea has just straight up stymied everything that China really wanted to do in the early game. MLXG got his first death of the game, didn't really manage to set too much outside of that top lane dive, and even then Korea made a counterpunch. So it just makes China very skittish about making any play at all.
They were trying here, but great positioning from Core JJ. Sittenbush didn't have the ward enabled for him. So
too watertight.
There we go. Got an eye on them when they're trying to look for a dive. And usually if you're a team like China here and you can't really get any plays happening in the lanes, you would look towards the Dragon. But Ocean Dragon, when all eyes are on it, is actually incredibly risky to look for. Gank opportunity here.
UZI taking a lot of damage, and it's actually Maker going forwards. Finds the triple charm right there. Olaf coming into the bottom lane, Korea moving forwards, but actually needs to pay respect right now because Sheer looking for that bubble. Putting Tam Kench to sleep, but not permanently. China look to disengage.
The big just kidding at the end of the day. Mako played that one out masterfully because he could have actually been bopped himself. But incredibly, wistful getting here now. Played that one out masterfully because he could have actually been bopped himself. But incredibly, wistful getting here now and there. The fact that Gragas couldn't find a great opportunity to throw in his own cast, so he just didn't. And when he tried to go for a body slam, we might see something on Ruler.
Oh, got the GALIO ultimate coming down. Mako caught right in the middle of that one. Double taunt coming through, and he is slapped down with a colossal smash. FAKER still moving forwards, Flash coming through. Animation cancel on the Justice Punch, and Score looks for more. Blasters forward, but now he's under attack from UZI. Takes the full Acapian Rain. In comes Sheer. He wants blood right now. Now a bit of shutdown. Axe coming through from the Olaf. Sheer now corralling FAKER, turning around, looking for the damage onto UZI. Doesn't have the cooldowns, and UZI will find his kill.
There we go! China made something out of nothing, and that's good enough. The fact that the dive ended up happening here from Korea, well done, but went way too deep. In fact, even chose the wrong target. Tried so hard to get on towards MLXG, forgot that the AD carrier was right beside you. So take a look at this, because it started with China going straight on towards Ruler, but of course Tom Kench is going to whisk your way. There's no way you can get on top of him. Great kill on towards Mako, and then this is where the dive happens. Just look at Uzi. It's like just being forgotten, getting free damage on towards the Gragas, and no one was even touching him. So at the end of the day, Shie comes through and actually just makes the cleanup happen. It was a great start from Korea, poor ending from them.
Yeah, I mean, that was just massive value MLXG got out of both his Ragnarok and the Flash. It's almost as if when aggressing on him, they were just like, there's no way he has any of his summoners or cooldowns whatsoever. It's like, hello? Like, MLXG hasn't even visited the lane in the last 5 minutes.
Definitely mind when being there.
Yeah, I'm just a little shocked, you know, because this is not what I expected out of some of these individual players at the very least coming out of Korea. I mean, that's just straight up a Chinese player if I've ever seen one. Hopefully FAKER's headset is all fixed up now and get back into the action. So we're now 17 minutes into this game, 4-4 in kills. And China just winning the last skirmish, but Korea's still ahead in terms of gold. You can see a lot of that coming through from the farm in the mid lane, and of course Gangplank being Gangplank.
So I already love what I see here. The fact that the Rift Herald was pick up the top side of the map. So this is pretty poor for Korea. The fact that they went a little overzealous in the bottom lane and now lose out in pressure in the future play. Because it doesn't matter how the wave's happening in the bottom lane or being pushed out top side with your dual lane. They're sending them to top side. You have to respond to the Rift Herald play. And ordinarily, MLXG would place in mid lane. So you already see him darting straight towards the area. It's going to be difficult for FAKER to make a hold on his own. So you're going to have to at least see Score come out and help.
I mean, this is the great thing about this composition, though, from Korea, is because they can all just dogpile onto the mid lane as fast as you like. Abyss of Voyage from top side. You're going to have Score probably around the area anyway, because Score is always just 5 steps ahead. And then Keen as well. At the very least, will be able to support Cannon Barrage, if not teleport, since he does have it up. So China will be all of them having to be in the right place at the right time. That being said, you're going to be looking towards someone like Sheer to be landing these sleepy trouble bubbles.
Yeah, you already see it's not really too much of an impact on FAKER. FAKER is way too tanky at this stage of the game, going towards Zhonya's next. So that just makes it a little bit harder for a mid lane dive play to happen. You already made a mention of Abyssal Void, so even though China's been putting a lot of pressure topside to stop them from being able to help out mid lane, you can already just, you know, ulti right toward mid lane to help them out. 3-man already underneath towers, so at the very least, the options are there for Korea.
100%, just constantly being able to react to these plays. China were looking to set something up from top side, and Korea like, not today, sunshine. Push them back into the river, push them down, back into their own jungle from whence they came. It's a bit of a farming frenzy up the top side, securing the Rift Scuffler. I think it'll be pretty nice, actually, if China's looking to make a rotation top side. We're just blocking up another point, another choke point.
Vision, speed. It's great for Korea to be able to nail this one down so they can actually get a good eye of where MLXG is coming. It nails down his route, so he actually has to be deeper in his own jungle to make the decision to either go mid lane or top lane, and, you know, just be undetected.
And for now, we're pretty much back to our laning phase. I call this one the Australian lane, so we're actually just swapping the bottom side to top. Score's going to be finding himself up here. He knows he has vision control, since they literally just secured it. He's going to be taking out this control mode, and that's MLXG right there in place. So just both junglers beating each other, matching move for move. Teleport back into topside though from UZI.
Yeah, so you can already see that MLXG is fairly dedicated here. Most junglers would either, of course you could stick top lane, try and brute force it, it's possible. You can already see Zoe pushing out mid lane means that she's actually ready and able to go topside. Or you can then base, help out Let Me, because you know that's an uncontested play. You can either go for a dive, get the Rift Herald throw in the bottom lane, but you know that it's 20 minutes, and that Korea can make a play on the Baron. We'll have to see. You can already
Cannon Barrage prevents him from going any further, and Score also coming down from the river, looks for the flash as well, gets a slowdown from the barrel roll, follows up with the ultimate, and he is dead before he lands. Kill over, parlay, kill to Keen.
No escape whatsoever. He tried, but Predator Gragas' man runs at you, he just waddles in your direction, you're like, I have so many dashes, but there ain't no way for me to escape. At the very least, he can make the call towards the top side of the map to actually make the push going. Rift Trail is going to smash into the second there.
Yep, second charge. Oh, we don't get to see the damage from Shelly, but yeah, even so, that was a kill in the bottom side of the map, and you know, that is a matchup that's, you've got to feel good if you're a Kali. You know, you're itemizing AP, you go for the Sorks, and then Keen is itemizing towards the rest of the AD damage threats on the team. It's like, I can do this, but in the end, it's just a bait. You know, Score's going to be around that corner, and he's going to chase you down.
Yeah, it feels bad. In hindsight, he's going to be looking at it and saying, maybe I should have just went for the all-in because he was just in that area. But he didn't know that he was closed off. And it's only going to be harder now that Trinity Force completed on Keen even has the Hex Drinker. So just going to be able to survive from a lot of the burst damage that Kali has here. So doing well 20 minutes into the game, and it's only going to get better here for Keen.
Yeah, I mean, that was the window, essentially. He just picked up Hex Drinker, and he just picked up the Caulfield's Warhammer right there. And he was just a Triforce to his name. So unfortunate for him. MLXG also not really getting involved on the play, has been typically moving towards his duo lane.
Yeah, and we were talking about, you're talking about the items. Let's talk about it all for Korea. The fact that we have 2 items across the board. Zonia is completed by GALIO, so he wants to fight. Just the Runan's Hurricane being completed for Ruler, so he's actually in a very good position. A lot of magic resist here from the Gragas. TT being pulled off down here.
Yeah, MLXG just pulling a bit of a U-turn, but he's going to keep on following. Ragnarok pops and Keen getting chased down, forces the flash, and he's going to be happy with this for now.
It's always a tough call whether you want to complete the teleport because, of course, mid lane's under siege. If you finish it up, you already see half HP on. So for them, going up against a lot of these teams, you can and probably will slip up to them. So taking the top 2 spots in the group is much more harder than you would expect it to be.
I mean, they are not a blue shell. They're a contender, they will be at this tournament. All right, we're back onto the Rift one more time. Hopefully the peripheral issue got sorted out right there. Now 22 minutes into the game. It's going to be MLXG just soloing up the Dragon, though. We did have a tower fall while all that was happening. And actually, Ruler still pushing in the top side of the map.
Yeah, just an interesting choice here from MLXG to go for the Ocean Dragon bot side. The only way you can actually get the Ocean Dragon and not get contested, lose your life first, is if the top side play is happening. It is happening, losing a lot of HP on the top lane tower. And just vision as well. Remember, it's 22 minutes into the game, so Korea is in a great spot to actually contest for Baron.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a major loss right there, but yeah, it's coming off the back of a pause as well, so probably a bit of mixed comms. Korea definitely made the most of that situation for certain. 4,000 gold ahead, as you said, massive vision and topside. Pretty much lit up like a Christmas tree. And Baron will be a very big thing in the next couple minutes from now. So Korea are definitely set up for success. Look towards Keen in the bottom side. Continuing to farm up. Playing patient, and it's rewarded him. Look, he's only 10 CS down. He's about to get this mini wave to resolve. So he's probably ahead in gold right now.
Yeah, there we go. Because at this point, you have to be aware tower right behind him. He doesn't want to extend off towards the next wave, which would really be a detriment. Knowing that MLXG was on the bottom side earlier taking the Dragon, there's no telling if he's actually still there because there's no vision in the bottom side area at all for Team Korea. So you can already see that Keen understanding that he's in a pretty dicey position. And if there's going to be a play being made, it's probably going to be made on his head. So understanding that he's in a good spot and doesn't want to lose it.
Roland caught JJ, rotating towards this mid lane. Keeping their eye around the river. Will be a catalyst for a team fight. Roller with these arrows. Haven't just been shooting them out randomly in this game, looking for a potential pick, or just waiting for the perfect opportunity to nail someone down.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite game, you know. The Zoe Sleepy Trouble Bubble win condition. Throw him out if you can. If you hit somebody, hit him. Smack him on the head.
It's 2018 Thresh, baby.
Make him pay.
For something. Faker pushing forwards, though, will not be able to find any purchase on the Ragnarocking Olaf. What a dodge coming out there from Mako. Draws out the arrow as well, and Score cannot find anything. Multiple flashes burned from China, though.
Yeah, double flash. They knew that Score was going to look for him, so that's key. That is pivotal for the next fight. Knowing, you know, putting down in the chat that China is not ready for the next fight, won't have the flashes, so it's going to be much easier to actually look for a kill on Uzi if they get the chance to.
China are as slippery as you like. A nice gobble up there from Poor JJ as well, making that bubble ineffectual. Tamken's just a great pick right here. I mean, even the bubble's ineffectual. But mid lane siege is still happening, sending out the volley. Instant wave clear on this one. We'll see what China have in the next minion wave, but I mean, he might have to defuse. Right now, just playing this arrow, and Faker is moving towards the top side. He actually might just carry on pushing this wave.
Yeah, so there's no way for China to actually continue to look for this tower, because if they do, that top lane tower has already been primed and ready. Oh, here we go, though. Predator being popped.
Oh, he's locked on.
He's going for it.
He wants it. I mean, Faker, low on mana, was expecting the juke, didn't happen. And Faker will simply walk away from the play.
Best way to get out.
Heck yeah.
Get the morning jog.
I mean, didn't even need to pop the ultimate, didn't need to pop a flash or anything. It feels like Korea is just playing a lot sharper in this game, to be honest, when you look towards China. A lot of their plays have been very ham-fisted.
Yeah, it's just a classic case of cat and mouse. You push in mid, you already see top lane towers being threatened, and a top lane could get taken down if they try to. Faker also had the opportunity of looking for a flank play, knowing that was ready and available for him if the mid lane push kept going. And they had infinite wave clear with the GP having ultimate. The barrels are strong as well. He has the Sheen as well as the Yomu's Ghost play. So it's just very difficult for China to actually look for a play mid lane if Korea is grouped on top of that tower.
Yeah, it's surprising though, because we haven't seen China even look towards playing around power spikes, you know, and that's just a massive thing for the region in general, especially when you have UZI on your team. It's like, all right, guys, I'm 2 items. I got the Gwyntius, I've got the Storm Racers. Had that for a good 6 to 7 minutes now. It didn't look towards making a play. Just carried on farming. There was never any proactive play utilizing UZI.
It's very hard, because if they're trying to look for a play around teamfight, sure, he has the 2-item power spike, so he can actually get both his E and Q evolved. Looking for a dive here. This is their way to get into the game.
They're setting up, the killer instinct is there.
One
Keen
more.
trying to kite backwards, but he is a fast gangplank. This is the day that you almost caught Camjack Keen.
And no way you can touch him. That's actually 3 people bottom lane. So Korea, all focus around mid lane. What's the play here? You're all around Baron. You can start it, but it's giving time for China to actually respond. It's fairly squishy Gragas, so he doesn't want to be the one on top of it. He's gonna flow a blue trinket. Oh, get him!
Oh, he found him on the body slam, and he was stunned when he got out of that portal, but he's still going to be able to dip and dive away from this one. I believe top lane tower just actually fell during the chaos there to Faker on top of that, so Korea still winning out of these trades.
True, but it wasn't as big of a punish as I'd like it.
Yeah.
If you saw them all hanging around mid lane, they weren't on Baron when 3 people were bot side. Very close, let's
Dicing
go.
with Beth there, Xie, and it's going to be the arrow connecting onto Maker, but the follow-through still here from Score. He had the ultimate and the flash available if they wanted to collapse, but Korea, they only go for these 100% percentage plays, man. Like, even if there is a chance of failing, just don't go for them after that bottom lane dive.
Well, they tried. At the very least, Xie contesting the barrel being placed out from GP, so he can follow up. It's a little bit of a slow follow-up, but I think it would have been able to hit. Now we see that.
But the fishing.
They're fishing. They're really looking for it. The control wards will hold on the top side. It's going to be on China to either get a push on mid lane so they can find and contest it. But trying to contest Vision against a Tahm Kench slow, a Gragas body slam, and you know, there's always going to be a Galio following up. He's incredibly dicey. It's going to have to be MLXG. What's the challenger? Let's go.
He wants it, but I mean, Score, he's got a Tahm Kench behind him, and he's Gragas. So it's very difficult to make anything happen, though landing all the skill shots here. Someone's going to have to run! All right, Faker's got him in his sights, and you're going to have to come back, son. Yeah, that's going to be a colossal smash. Easy kill to Faker.
It literally all happened at the same time. I hope we get a replay on that, but
I hope
at
so,
the
Brett.
very least, we're going to be seeing the Baron being done. So for how tension, there's a lot of tension around the Baron area, and it all broke right there. So Korea should have an easy Baron take.
Yes, it did. 30 minutes on the clock, and Baron will be going down to Korea. The setup was good that we saw from the Vision, and apparently that just turned into... yeah, he's looking up for those cleanup kills and those full health targets.
So, yeah, happened all in one go. Congratulations.
All right, we're going to have
Korea.
to play some CSI here, examine the crime scene.
They didn't even need the Galio ulti because he used it on top of people defensively. So, all right.
Oh, here's... The Faker's fine. Actually, he's super fine in this 1 versus 2. He has to get the heck out of dodge as Maker's now being chased down. Faker, 3 seconds left on the Justice Punch, but we'll be able to... Oh, the dodge coming through from Mako and UZI. Managed to find a shield on that one, but Mako might be the sacrificial Birdman. No, he's going to be fine on this. Faker takes the final tower shot, reduces the damage from the idol, but, oh man, spicy. Or MLXG.
That's not going to work for
lines
MLXG.
up the shot.
You don't have people here, MLXG. Please. But yeah, so just all eyes on Gragas in that one because he was definitely coming out of flank, even through the ultimate. AP Gragas, hell of a drug, going to be able to try and nail down UZI. Didn't happen, 1 HP to his name. Thank God he was able to get out of that situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best you could hope for in that situation is, you know, coming out alive. But 31 minutes in Korea have Baron ready to make a power play. And still, there's a gap in my memory. It's like I have, you know, 2-minute amnesia.
Yes.
Where I just don't know what happens in the mini. I don't know what the setup was.
It was a condition, of course. 2-minute amnesia.
That just happens to the best of us.
100%. It was real. I mean, we saw them getting good pick opportunities on towards Xie. So for them to be able to get a pick on towards Mako on the back end of things is good telling. That being said, 1-3-1's definitely in action. Double teleport. Here should just make it easy for Korea to now nail down towards the mid lane tower.
I'm unsure, but I feel like emotes are banned in this tournament, which and it sapped the power from China. You know, they feed off emotes. That's what I've learned.
Nice conspiracy theory.
Yeah. Tinfoil hat off. And for now, Korea looking to set up. They've got their 1-3-1 ready to go. Keenan top side, bottom side being pushed in by FAKER. Got score in rotation, and the mid lane slowly being chipped away from by Ruler. He's safe. He's got Tankett behind him. MLXG getting slowed down, volley following through. And it's just a whole lot of nothing that China can do right now. This is just, it's a stranglehold.
You can pick your lane here. They're choosing top side as they're now converging on towards the GP. This is what happens. They're even holding the wave a little bit so they can actually do it at the same time. GP, oh, here we go.
Here is Entrance joining the fray, but that's a stun down. That will be an instant kill onto UZI. The star player is dead. Double kill over to Ruler. Score into the base, and Xie jumps over outside of his base to escape this onslaught. But that's Core JJ on top of his base. He's going to spit him out. That's going to be another kill. Make that quadra kill for Ruler.
That's a team wipe. Every single member down on China's side. And just like that, game ends. 33 minutes. Korea blasting the People's Republic of China.
Case closed from Spectroplasm. Full ace coming in for Korea right there, and it almost was anticlimactic in the end, wasn't it, folks? Nexus goes down, and Korea take the win.
All right, 80% jacked up to 100%. Korea had such a great strength